And speaking about US failures, let's look at their war on fentanyl. It's a very potent opioid drug. Even a small quantity can kill you, and right now it's spreading havoc in the US. Last year alone, fentanyl killed almost 49,000 people, 49,000 in a year. So simply put, it's a national crisis. President Donald Trump has promised to end this problem, and apparently he's getting help from India. Says who? The chief of FBI, Kash Patel. FBI is the Federal Bureau of Investigation, their domestic intelligence and security service. It is led by an Indian American called Kashyap Patel, better known as Kash Patel. He went on a podcast last week and he said that he is running operations in India. Listen to this.
What China doing now to get cute is they're not shipping fentanyl straight to here. They're going to places like India. And I'm also doing operations in India. I literally just got off the phone with the Indian government. I said, I need your help. This stuff's coming into your country, and then they're moving it from your country.
Now, let me break it down for you. First, some basic information about fentanyl. Like I said, it's an opioid drug. In hospitals, it is mainly used for pain management. Say you're a late-stage cancer patient, or you've just got out of surgery, then doctors may prescribe fentanyl for you. The problem is, this drug is very potent. It is 30 to 50 times more potent than heroin, almost 100 times more potent than morphine. Even 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be fatal. It can kill you, 2 milligrams. In the US, this drug has caused a nationwide crisis. There have been 3 waves of fentanyl outbreaks in the late 1990s, in 2010, and in 2013. And in this time, 564,000 Americans have died from overdose, 564,000. In 2021 alone, 100,000 people died. Which brings us to India and China. Where do they come in? Well, China is the top producer of opioid drugs. The US says Beijing exports the raw inputs from Mexico. Drug cartels convert them into fentanyl, and finally it is smuggled across the border into the US. So Washington claims that China is behind this epidemic. In fact, Kash Patel went a step further. He feels it's a conspiracy.
In my opinion, the Chinese Communist Party has used it as a directed approach because we're their adversary and they don't like us, and we don't like what they're doing when it comes to fentanyl. And their long-term game is this: how do I, in my opinion, kneecap the United States of America, our largest adversary? Well, why don't we go and take out generations of young men and women who might grow up to serve in the United States military, or become a cop, or become a teacher?
Since the mid-2010s, pressure has mounted on China. They have listed fentanyl as a narcotic. They have also curbed some of the inputs, which brings us to India now. Kash Patel says the cartels are now sourcing from India. From India, these inputs head to Mexico. In Mexico, the fentanyl is produced, and from Mexico, it is smuggled into the US. Kash Patel says he needs India's help to fight this trade. And what is New Delhi saying? Well, we haven't heard an official reaction yet, but American agencies have been cracking down. In March 2025, they published an intelligence report. It named 2 main suppliers of fentanyl inputs, China followed by India. Before that, in the month of January, 2 Indian firms were charged in the US, Raxuter Chemicals and Athos Chemicals. Their charges? Conspiracy to import and distribute fentanyl. Here in India, the government is also cracking down. In the month of March, Gujarat's anti-terror squad busted a fentanyl ring. A few chemical companies were shipping fentanyl inputs to Mexico and Guatemala, but Indian officials nabbed them. In 2024, drugs worth 25,000 crores were seized in India, 25,000 crore rupees. That's around $2.9 billion. That's also 55% higher than the year before. So India has to be extremely vigilant. Our goal is to become a pharmacy to the world, to become the top producer of medicines. So it is important to root out these bad elements. We must ensure that our chemical and pharma industry remains clean. And to be fair, the government is working towards that. At the same time, we must watch out for politicization. Just look at what Trump is doing to Canada. Less than 1% of fentanyl enters the US from Canada. Less than 1%. It made up 0.2% of all fentanyl seizures. Yet, Donald Trump imposed 25% tariffs on the Canadians for this. So India must take a nuanced approach to this problem. If there is smuggling, it must be stopped because it does not just help America, it helps Indian industry too. It must be stopped. But if Trump tries to weaponize it, New Delhi must be ready for that too.